Given that this is one of, if not my most anticipated film of 2025, I am beyond elated to inform to you that we are officially back. This film absolutely lived up to the hype. After the first trailer or two, I deliberately avoided all the trailers and TV spots because I wanted to witness all of it on an IMAX theater. I'd been refreshing the Book My Show app every 20 minutes or so, every day for a week to get the best possible seats for the film. I have been obsessively excited for this for like a long time now, and I just had the biggest sigh of relief when I realized that yes, this film was indeed going to be great. I don't even know where to start. The perfectly cast actors, the action sequences, John Murphy and David Fleming's triumphant score, Henry Braham's gorgeous cinematography. I could go on and on. The film is a feast for the eyes and ears. James Gunn carries on his energetic filmmaking approach. His camera is often kinetic, moving from subject to subject, but it's also steady and fluid when it needs to be. And David Corenswet is my new Superman. He just gets it. His Boy Scout charm and innocence makes him the absolute perfect rendition of this character. Even Rachel Brosnahan is the perfect Lois too. She's the steadfast, no bullshit reporter who isn't afraid to ask the difficult questions. But she's vulnerable too. She's doubtful and confused. I am very excited to see more of her. And though I had heard a lot about it online, I just wasn't prepared for how politically charged this movie was going to be. I mean, of course, everything is political, but this film takes a blatant political stance. It's a very obvious anti fascist and anti genocidal film, and I adore it for that. The lack of subtlety here completely works. Through this, the film also gets to ask many thematic questions such as what does heroism in the age of fascism look like? Does bureaucracy come first when innocent lives are in danger? Does a simple act of saving lives come with the consequences of political turmoil? And it's honestly so amazing to see a big summer blockbuster pose these questions, while also, of course, being incredibly entertaining. Unsurprisingly, many conservatives are going to get triggered, and a whole lot of other idiots are going to cry about a superhero movie being quote unquote woke. As if the very concept of superheroes fighting crime isn't one of the most obviously political things. But I, for one, am so glad to see Gunn go places like this unabashedly. He also does a few interesting things narratively and stylistically that are bold, to say the least. Sometimes it's a certain use of text on screen used to give context. Other times he's unafraid to tamper with the age old lore of the character of Superman himself that could maybe piss off a lot of die-hard fans of the source material, but he doesn't just do it for the sake of doing something different. It actually emboldens Superman's character and gives his choices more weight. In that sense, the film takes small risks, which only makes me respect it more. The film doesn't emotionally connect with me as strongly as the Guardians movies did, but it most definitely left a mark on me. It felt like a Silver Age superhero comic book brought to life. Gunn is well known for being unafraid to lean into the more inherently silly and goofy nature of comic books in his superhero movies, and I love that about it. It's not trying to be something it's not, it wholeheartedly embraces its comic book roots. There are moments in the third act that just had my jaw drop to the floor with just how easily I was swept up in the action sequences and the powerful emotions aided by it. I also can't tell you just how refreshing it is to see a comic book movie injected with life and color instead of it looking like ugly and grey. Many moments from this film embodies the splash of a comic book page. Superman is a character that stands for hope and optimism, and the colors in this film emanate just that. There were scenes where I was just sitting there in that chair with wonder and awe in my face. I sat there grinning like a corny idiot watching Superman save people. But that's the thing. He doesn't just care about people, he cares about every living creature, human or animal or monster. Violence is his last resort. He uses it when it's his last and only option. It's a great reimagining of the character. It strikes the perfect balance of being this modern punk rock rendition of the superhero while never changing his core and the values that he stands for. I do, however, struggle to think of points where the film falters. Maybe I'd have liked to see more of Perry and Jimmy and Metamorpho. Maybe I'd have liked to see a little more of Clark's parents. I suppose the film is a bit overstuffed and messy, and I guess the film can also get a little randomly preachy at times, but I can't really put a finger on any aspect that did not work for me. The film does a tremendous job of being the first film of the new DCU while never giving into blatant fan service that comes at the cost of storytelling. Having worked in Marvel, Gunn knows this better than anybody. Yes, the film has a huge cast of characters. This film is the gateway to a new universe of superheroes who we will see movies and shows of in the coming years. But never once does all of this hinder the main story and themes of this Superman movie. It's able to stand on its own as an entirely independent superhero flick. But still, I am excited to see where these characters are headed. I mean, you won't get a better Clark and Lewis, and Nicholas Holt as Lex is just phenomenal. A generational hater with nothing but vengeful envy flowing through his veins. Holt is able to express Lex's anger, yet also his underlying insecurity of powerlessness incredibly well. I cannot wait to see more of him. And I like the fact that in this film we skip the origin. Superman has been Supermaning for 3 years now, and we're just thrown into this world with these set of meta-human characters that everyone already knows about. It's as if we've boarded a moving train and just go along with it. It's very reminiscent of Matt Reeves' The Batman in that sense, considering how Bruce had already been Batman for 2 years when that movie begins. And finally, it's just so nice to see a Superman movie in this day and age. It completely understands this character and what he stands for. Truth, justice, and the American way? Probably not. But we got this movie when we need it most. In a world filled with hate and suffering, Superman reminds us to be kind to one another. It's a film that says that compassion is cool. Values like empathy and generosity aren't outdated. Instead, it's something we need more of. Thank you so much for watching.